The imminent arrival of Kang the Conqueror and the small snippets of footage that we've been given regarding Ant-Man 3 seem to be building towards one of the most formidable antagonists in modern Marvel. While it's difficult as of now to differentiate fact from theory and confirmation from rumor, various fan theories and alleged leaks have arisen regarding the plot of the third Ant-Man film. One such rumor is that Kang will actually not only be at war with our universe, but might also be in the middle of a dire conflict with the quantum realm itself, or more specifically, the civilizations therein. So stick with us today, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, and let's delve into why exactly Kang might be waging war against this city, what some of the rumors seem to suggest, to see if we can pin down a few key plot elements from Scott Lang's third title MCU outing. First, let's assess what we know about the Quantum City. We know that Bill Murray will be portraying a character known as Krylar, indicating that this city might be taking influence from the Incredible Hulk number 156, wherein Bruce Banner first visits a realm known as the Microverse, and comes across Krylar, who as of now has only appeared in this single comic issue. The Quantum Realm in the MCU is a unique hybrid of the Microverse and the Quantum Zone, and takes traits from both of these locations in comics, and Krylar is the ruler of the Microverse planet originally known as Kai. While this city likely is not the direct MCU iteration of Kai, it's likely it will be a combination of Kai and Chronopolis, seeing as the realms are combined into one dimension. But why exactly is this important to Kang? We know that the Quantum Realm can be used to travel throughout the multiverse, and more specifically, across time itself, and many have theorized that Tony Stark's time-space GPS served as a precursor to the earliest iterations of Kang's technology. If this is the case, then it stands to reason that Kang will use the Quantum Realm to travel across the multiverse on his conquests, potentially using Chronopolis as a base of operations. In the comics, Chronopolis existed as a sort of hub outside of time, from which anyone in the city can access any era of history, much like we see with the modern TVA in Loki. Within the TVA, Minutemen can navigate the timeline from one central point, and if Kang is the conqueror of this civilization, then it stands to reason that he would, in theory, be able to do the same. This also means that if Kang is able to decimate this city and defeat Krylar in a show of power, then this might serve as a long-term base of operations for this iteration of Kang, potentially acting as a stand-in for Damocles' base in tandem with Chronopolis. Now though, the next question that we have to be addressed is what exactly does this have to do with Ant-Man, and why is Scott Lang in particular not only so integral, but why will he get to be involved in this adventure in the first place? If Kang is at war with the Quantum Realm and seeks to overtake this iteration of Kai, then what does it have to do with Scott? One unconfirmed rumor that seems to be gaining traction is that Kang is actually going to send Scott Lang into the Quantum Realm whilst holding Cassie hostage, sending him on yet another heist in order to retrieve something of value for Kang. One idea is that this could potentially be his time chair, the time chair being one of the most valuable and powerful tools that he has within his arsenal of incredibly advanced gadgetry and technology. This time chair acts as one of the most sophisticated Swiss Army knives in Kang's collection, having virtually anything he needs, as well as being his vehicle for time travel. While some versions and variants of Kang have the time machine built directly into their suit, there are some iterations wherein the chair itself is the method of transport, and this might be the case for this specific version of Kang. While again these are rumors as of now, if they are proven to be true, then it seems to have significant ramifications of not only Scott Lang, but his supporting cast as well. From here, we will be delving into pure speculation and theorizing, but for ease of articulation, let's proceed as if these rumors are in fact true, even though they have not been verified, and let's explore what they might mean if they hold weight. Primarily, let's discuss the role that Janet Van Dyne would most likely play in this version of events, and how the timeline of this movie might take place. We know that Janet had been trapped in the Quantum Realm for 3 decades, and had spent her lifetime learning how to survive and adapt to the harsh conditions of this new environment and world. If Scott is to go into the Quantum Realm, then he would most likely need a guide to help him throughout, and help him with his navigation. But this all calls into question, what exactly did Janet do while in her unintentional exile? If she had come across Krylar during her depths in the Quantum Realm, then there is no telling what kind of a relationship they currently have. When Hank Pym finds her in the second Ant-Man movie, she is out in the wild, dressed in ragged, makeshift attire, and looks hastily thrown together. In essence, it doesn't look like she's part of any civilized organization at this point in time, perhaps indicating that she might not have been on the best terms with Krylar and his people. There is also the rumor that Janet is the one that hid Kang's time chair, though again, this comes from an unverified source. But it's interesting to explore nonetheless. This would mean that she is one of the only MCU characters to date that has actually encountered Kang in the flesh, and can provide provide some first-hand insight into dealing with and ultimately defeating the time-traveling and quantum-traveling Conqueror. If this is true, then one alternate possibility is that she is actually close to Krylar and the two were on good terms, but she left to protect him from the onslaught of Kang as he sought to find and question her regarding his chair's whereabouts. The arrival of Hank Pym, however, was little more than a happy coincidence that saved her from a dire situation, and now Kang does not have the necessary leverage to find and question her. Given all this information and all of this speculation, we propose a potential plot that goes roughly as follows. The first step would to be see Kang escaping from the quantum realm and making it into the mainline MCU, assuming that this is the same version of Kang that Janet encountered during her time in the quantum realm. If his chair is in the main mode of transportation, he could showcase his intellect by finding a way to escape the quantum realm without his time chair available, immediately establishing his intelligence as one of the most dangerous weapons. He would then need to find someone who is capable of going in and out of the quantum realm with ease, eventually leading him to Scott Lang and the Ant-Man technology, potentially through the character of MODOK. If our previous MODOK theory also proves to be true, then it would explain why MODOK has a vendetta against Scott Lang and Hank Pym. But be sure to check out our previous video on why MODOK is set to be adapted into the MCU and how he may have already appeared. After this, Kang would take Cassie hostage, and Scott's first instinct would be to fight back using his seasoned training as an Avenger, to engage in a one-on-one fight with a Kang who doesn't want to kill him. This might lead to the infamous screenshot of Scott being intensely beaten and brutalized, showing us one of Scott Lang's most difficult fights to date. It also explains the famous Kang line from the leaked trailer, wherein Scott states that he's an Avenger, and Kang asks if he's killed him before. If he knows of the Ant-Man technology, then he still might not necessarily know if Scott is an Avenger, especially since he's likely seen multiple variations of the teams and has no way of knowing the specific roster in each universe. This would then lead to Scott into the heist mode, where he and his allies go into the quantum realm in order to retrieve the time chair, with the hopes that Kang will release Cassie in one piece. From here, we can uncover more about Janet's past, her time in the quantum realm, and learn how this dimension will be integral in time travel from here on out. He could learn about Kang's war and thrust Scott into the middle of an incredibly complex moral dilemma, wherein he has to choose between the fate of the city and the safety of his daughter, potentially deciding the fate of the multiverse in the process. At the end, there are two possibilities for Kang's fate. Either he is defeated or he is victorious, but neither of these options are necessarily good for the Avengers. If Kang is defeated, then Scott would quickly come to learn that this is just one of an infinite number of Kangs plaguing the multiverse, and he would understand that this calamity is just the beginning. His victory, however, wouldn't be killing Scott Lang. Instead, it would be his domination and control of the Quantum City, converting it into the nexus wherein he can invade any point in time and any point on the timeline with ease. If this film is truly set to lead directly into the events of the Kang dynasty, then seeing him set up his base of operations and showcase his power could be an incredibly effective way to end the film and keep Scott Lang alive in the process. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of this idea? What's your theoretical plot synopsis for Quantumania? And which parts of this do you think are correct? Which parts do you think we missed the mark on? And how do you think this narrative will end up playing out? What do you think Kang will be like in Ant-Man 3? As always, my friends, hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and I hope that you have a great day.